I wasn't sure whether or not to cover this game. I haven't actually seen the TV show that it's referencing. This is called Macrodata Refinement, and it's part of the. It's a reference, as far as I understand it, to the Severance TV show, which is an American, I guess, sci-fi-esque show where people who work in this kind of, I want to say a biolab, something like that, have signed this agreement that they have no memory of what happens inside the lab outside, and they have no memories of what happens outside the lab inside. So as they enter the laboratory environment, they kind of switch personalities. They have an in the lab personality and out of the lab personality, and the two don't even know it about each other, other than when the process is explained to them. Yeah, and I hope that's not too much of a spoiler. I vaguely remember seeing, I think, trailers for it or something like that, but I've never watched the show. And I'm assuming that this game is a recreation, as best as is possible, of one of the interfaces, one of the things that they do in this lab. And it's very interesting. It's very, what would you call it, pseudo-philosophical, something along those lines. Yeah, so I wasn't sure to show it because I'm the wrong person to play it, because I haven't seen the show. But I decided to show it anyway because it was a really interesting experience. It sort of mesmerized me, in as much as I played a bit of it, and secondly, just the sheer quality of it. Now, if we click to start, I'll show you. I mean, I like this intro just because of the really good emulation it is of a system starting up. The sounds, the scrolling text, the setup, and all that sort of thing. So to play it, you click here and you type in the first file. If you can type, and it brings up the Rolodex, which you click on, and you have this file called Bethel, which is a file of numbers. And I was a little stuck here as to what to do until I read the sort of the start page and the text, because there's no help or anything like that. And I discovered that what I needed to do is mute my phone. I figured what I needed to do is look for the shaking numbers and click and kind of drag over them like so. If that would actually start doing the thing. I went the wrong way. And they start kind of standing up in a group until you have a certain number of them kind of highlighted. As you can see, they are now standing out and shaking. And then if you click on one of these boxes and press the B button, they get put inside there at a certain percentage of, I gather, the kind of emotional effect that the numbers are supposed to be having on you as one of the characters in the show is stored. And then you can use the arrow keys to scroll around the sort of the data file. You can use the mouse button to zoom in and out. I'm not sure if that actually has any effect on how things work, other than possibly accuracy. And you can mouse them over and so on. Once you have a certain number, even the other shaking won't stop going. Click on the box, press B, and they get binned and stored in there. And as you can see, you have 5 boxes that you need to fill up, and that will also complete the progress bar that you can't really see here yet, but it goes all the way along the Bethel file, and then you get taken to the next file. And if there is more game progress further than that, I don't know. I kind of stopped when I finished the first file, but yeah, so that's the starting gameplay, the basic gameplay, and that's all I'm going to show you for now. So if that's all you're watching the video to see. Thank you for watching. Please click like if you like the video. Please subscribe if you want to see more itch.io games if you haven't subscribed already. I appreciate that if you have. And leave a comment or three telling me if the show is worth watching or if it sucks, or whatever you think about the show and the game and anything along those lines. And there we have Macrodata Refinement, the experience thereof. So if you're not going to watch the critique, thanks for watching, appreciate it. If you are going to watch the critique, there's not a lot in general I can give here because, like I said, I haven't seen the show. I don't know how accurate this is to whatever element in the show it's trying to give a taste of. I have to say, in terms of the UI and the artwork and the feeling of the game for that matter, I find this game really, really compelling. What I don't like along those lines is that there is no sort of in-game help. I don't know if trying to add that would have destroyed the emulation of the in-show world. Along those lines, I've actually just noticed that the two hexadecimal numbers at the bottom are actually the coordinates of our position in the file. That took me too long to notice. You can't go diagonally through the file, it's only left or right, or up and down, not both. So yeah, the game is not very helpful. There is no music in the game, which is fine. I assume music wouldn't have been appropriate. I don't know if the series was particularly silent once they were in the lab, or lab sounds would have been a nice touch. So I'm going to assume that the sound is good quality. I found the little clicking of the numbers being binned very, very satisfying, and obviously the sounds of the machine starting up and things. And once you finish a file, it goes chun chun. The big sort of 100% box comes up on the screen. And that's all very, very nice, very pleasant, very satisfying, very good sound design. But if there is sort of lab sounds or something like that, having that in the background might be a pleasant consideration. I don't know. But yeah, in-game help I feel is often important for a lot of these games, because you don't have the reliance of this text in other contexts. So for example, if this game took off and ended up on Steam or something, you don't have this. You need something in the game to help the player at least get started on it. So yeah, those are really the criticisms along the usual considerations. I can't really talk much about the immersion because I don't know the base experience, but I found it compelling. I like the way the numbers drift. I like the way they shake to show that they're the numbers that you're interested in. I don't know if there's anything else that the numbers could do that would also show I should be interested in them, or if it's only the shaking. I only interacted with the shaking ones. I mean, I like this. I like sort of clicking and dragging over them. Apparently there's touchscreen support as well, so you can touchscreen them. I like the little box that opens and the ability to bin them, and that little noise is beautiful. It sends me the tickles, and the the what I assume are the in-show refinements of how the datas are categorized: sad, happy, angry, or fear. I think that's all in reference to the show. So yeah, minimal criticisms. Really good game, especially if you are into the show, if you're a fan of the show, I assume. So go and play it. And now my cat is yelling to leave the room because I close the door when I record. That's it. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode.